Hey, welcome back to Reading the Bible Together at the end of the week. We're continuing 1 Corinthians, jumping into chapter 7 as Paul just kind of continues to lay out some real life, I think, for us as we're reading.
Here we go. Now for the matters you wrote about, it is good for a man not to have sexual relations with a woman. But since sexual immorality is occurring, each man should have sexual relations with his own wife, and each woman with her own husband. The husband should fulfill his marital duty to his wife, and likewise the wife to her husband. The wife does not have authority over her own body, but yields it to her husband. In the same way, the husband does not have authority over his own body, but yields it to his wife. Do not deprive each other, except perhaps by mutual consent for a time, so that you may devote yourselves to prayer. Then come together again, so Satan will not tempt you because of your lack of self-control. I say this as a concession, not as a command. I wish that all of you were as I am, but each of you has your own gift from God. One has this gift, another has that gift. Now to the unmarried and the widows I say, it is good for them to stay unmarried as I do, but if they cannot control themselves, they should marry, for it is better to marry than to burn with passion. To the married, I give this command, not I, but the Lord. A wife must not separate from her husband, but if she does, she must remain unmarried or else be reconciled to her husband. And a husband must not divorce his wife.
To the rest I say, I, not the Lord, that if any brother has a wife who's an unbeliever, and she consents to live with him, he should not divorce her. If any woman has a husband who is an unbeliever, and he consents to live with her, she should not divorce him. For the unbelieving husband is made holy because of his wife, and the unbelieving wife is made holy because of her husband. Otherwise your children would be unclean, but as it is, they are holy. But if the unbelieving partner separates, let it be so. In such cases, the brother or sister is not enslaved. God has called you to peace. For how do you know, wife, whether you will save your husband? Or how do you know, husband, whether you will save your wife? Only let each person lead the life that the Lord has assigned to him, and in which God has called him. This is my rule in all the churches. Was anyone at the time of his call already circumcised? Let him not seek to remove the marks of his circumcision. Was anyone at the time of his call uncircumcised? Well, let him not seek to be circumcised. For neither circumcision counts for anything, nor uncircumcision, but keeping the commandments of God. Each one should remain in the condition in which he was called. Were you a slave when you were called? Don't be concerned about it. But if you gain your freedom, avail yourself to the opportunity. For he who is called in the Lord as a slave is a freed man of the Lord. Likewise, he who is free when he was called is actually a slave of Christ. You were bought with a price. Do not become slaves of men. So, brothers, in whatever condition each was called, therefore let him remain with God.
Now, about virgins, I have no command from the Lord, but I give a judgment as one who, by the Lord's mercy, is trustworthy. Because of the present crisis, I think that it is good for a man to remain as he is. Are you pledged to a woman? Do not seek to be released. Are you free from such a commitment? Do not look for a wife. But if you do marry, you have not sinned, and if a virgin marries, she has not sinned. But those who marry will face many troubles in this life, and I want to spare you this. What I mean, brothers and sisters, is that the time is short. From now on, those who have wives should live as if they do not, those who mourn as if they did not, those who are happy as if they were not, those who buy something as if it were not theirs to keep, those who use the things of the world as if not engrossed in them. For this world in its present form is passing away. I would like you to be free from concern. An unmarried man is concerned about the Lord's affairs, but he can please the Lord. How can he please the Lord? But a married man is concerned about the affairs of this world, how he can please his wife, and his interests are divided. An unmarried woman or virgin is concerned about the Lord's affairs. Her aim is to be devoted to the Lord in both body and spirit. But a married woman is concerned about the affairs of this world, how she can please her husband. I am saying this for your own good, not to restrict you, but that you may live in a right way in undivided devotion to the Lord.
And if anyone thinks that he is not behaving properly toward his betrothed, if his passions are strong, and it has to be, then let him do as he wishes. Let him marry. It is no sin. But whoever is firmly established in his heart, being under no necessity but having his desire under control, and has determined this in his heart, to keep her as his betrothed, he will do well. So then, he who marries his betrothed does well, and he who refrains from marriage will do even better. A wife is bound to her husband as long as he lives, but if her husband dies, she is free to be married to whom she wishes, only in the Lord. Yet in my judgment, she is happier if she remains as she is, and I think that I too have the Spirit of God. So Autumn, there's just a ton going on in chapter 7. We're probably not going to be able to get to it all, so we're going to need your help to ask questions in the comments down below about what we don't discuss and you have interest in. But what's sticking out to you in chapter 7 in particular?
Well, Paul is definitely believing that the Lord is returning soon.
Yeah.
It's the end of the world as we know it. So he is talking to them in a way that it's better just to be about spreading the gospel, and somehow for him, his communication, and he delineates, if you listen, this is from the Lord, this is from me. This is from the Lord, this is from me. So we have to kind of sparse that out a little bit, and because obviously we are, Genesis says, be married, multiply, and fill the earth. So you do have this like his opinion, and then also, just some basics of like, this is when you should get married. This is when you should stay single. And I think for me, I knew I had to marry somebody that was interested in ministry, because I felt called from a young age to actually be a missionary in Haiti. I was 7 years old, and this missionary from Haiti was telling her story, and I'm like, I'm going to be a missionary. Now, I've never gone to Haiti, but I knew I was going to do ministry. So awesome. I knew I had to be with somebody that had the same passion. So I think it's kind of in the same vein. Like, you don't want to marry somebody that isn't with you, and you're not like-minded. And that probably goes with any interest that you have.
For sure. And I think that's the encouragement that sticks out to me, right? Paul's basically saying, know yourself.
Yeah.
Like take a hard look in the mirror.
Yeah.
I mean, that's kind of been the theme for this week. Are you the type of person who can be single and embrace Jesus and serving? Or do you recognize, like, no, I need to be married. I need to find a husband. I need to find a wife. And he basically affirms every calling.
Yeah.
There's nothing that God puts in your life in terms of vocation that isn't affirmed by God. So whether it is singleness or marriage, whether it's husband or whatever it is, Paul's saying, like, just do what God's given you to do, and find strength in it. I think there, it's an awesome thing that he is affirming marriage. He's affirming singleness. And I do believe, like Autumn's saying, he lives his life as if Jesus is coming tomorrow. And man, I would say that's also what strengthens my faith, is, do I live in such a way that Jesus is done before we're recording this episode? Is he descending from heaven triumphant? The trumpets are sounding, because that's what Paul was doing. Like, the time is short. The present form of this world is passing away, and I think we see that continuing. And we're ready. But what's it doing for your faith, Autumn, reading this chapter?
I think too, it's like, what am I engrossed in? I think it talked about that. What did you buy? Is it a tool for the kingdom to grow? Is it, we got our house, and the idea is to have people over so we can encourage one another's faith. So we can grow closer just in friendship, so that our faith can grow. So is it about that, or is it about just going tubing? Like what's it really about? So just where does it really meet my life and what he's saying? So to me, what stands out is commitment.
Yeah.
If you're married, be committed in that marriage is something that builds the kingdom, in using your gifts and your calling to build. If you're single, how are you building the kingdom? Yeah. What does it look like?
Yeah, for sure. And I think for us at the end of the week, like, there's a lot we could do having read these verses together, these chapters together. What are you going to do at the end of the week?
What am I going to do at the end of the week? Well, we are getting ready for our grand puppy to come, Athena.
Okay.
And so we're just kind of looking forward to having her with us and kind of blessing our kids so they can go out of town. And I have a bunch of like phone calls and care stuff, checking in on people that I love and care about. And I think we were planning the marriage retreat today.
That was awesome.
So dreaming about that. Just a lot of things like that. What about you, Matt?
I'm going to pack my bags.
Yeah.
Because like Autumn mentioned earlier, I'm going on vacation for 2 weeks, so we'll have some time where it's just me and Liz, and that's going to be awesome. And then we're going to have time where it's the whole family. And so really excited about those opportunities, right, to lean in to my marriage and then to lean in with my family. Gonna pack. Got some packing to do. So that's what I'm gonna do today. But what about you? Drop those comments down below. Again, this has been a week of maybe private conversation too. So if there's something that you want to talk about that you don't want to put online, we totally understand that.
Yep.
And you can email us or talk to us directly. For me, 2 weeks. In 2 weeks, I'll talk with you. But yeah. So, but have a good one. We'll see you next time.